I'm Old Sneelock. Welcome to another episode of Old Sneelock's Workshop. Today's job is painting the house, but there's a slight problem. Latex paint doesn't work on a day like this. Actually, most paint doesn't work on a day like this. But I have a plan. I wanted to put railings around the porch, and they needed to be painted. So today I'm painting the porch railings in the garage. Now, watching paint dry is a really poor video, so I'm not going to put you through that. But I will show you a little bit of what I'm doing. Last night, I painted all these pieces. This trim piece only has to be painted on one side because it goes up against the house. But these are the handrails, and they're going to be visible on all sides. I'm going to cut these boards up and make handrails out of them. But rather than having to stand on my head and paint them after they're cut and mounted, I decided to do it in here in the garage. And that was a fortunate choice because I can do it in the rain. This has very possibly happened to you. A few years back, I was at Harbor Freight, like I always do, and they had 9mm plastic gloves on sale. Well, I think they're actually some kind of a rubber. Best thing I ever bought. I mean, literally. They come a huge number to a box, I think like 50 pairs. And they work great. The 9mm doesn't tear. The little blue ones, they tear right up. But these 9mm, they're tough. They go on and off easy. They stretch. They'll fit all different hand sizes. I bought large because I have large hands and I wanted to make sure that I could get them on over my hands. But my wife wears very small gloves. She uses these too and they fit just fine. Now because I have the other side already painted, all I have to do now is just put a coat on this part that's not painted. Won't take but maybe a half an hour and I'll be done with it. I don't like painting. I don't like painting because it's a long, tedious process and you have to do it repeatedly because paint wears off. But the other thing I don't like about painting is I always have to put on 3 or 4 coats if I'm covering a different color. So I went to Menards and I said, I want your best paint. Now this house, I don't intend to paint more than a couple of times. So I was willing to pay for premium paint with the idea that it was going to last a long, long time. They gave me Pittsburgh paint, Grand Distinction, paint and primer in one. Lifetime warranty, Max Shield formula, exterior semi-gloss for the trim, and flat for the siding. I'm very happy with it. It goes on smooth, covers well. And cleans up easily with water because it's latex-based paint. Interesting thing that happened. As I was painting along, I didn't look at the camera a whole lot because, you know, it's kind of weird when everybody's looking at the camera all the time. So when I finally noticed the camera, I noticed that it was getting rather foggy. Man, this paint goes on awfully fast. Trick I learned when I was painting the house over in Union City. We did a lot of painting over in Union City. It was a huge old house and we had to paint it all the time and it had a lot of little trim. So I spent a lot of time with different brushes and different colors. One of the things I learned was wrap the brush in aluminum foil between coats and it'll keep for 3 or 4 days. And you can use this same foil over and over and over again. For a guy who hates painting, anything that makes it easier means that I'll probably do it more often. Without all these little tricks, I'd put it off another year. If you have any suggestions for a new video, questions about today's video, or any of the other videos on the channel, just drop a note in the comments. You know I read them all. Thanks for watching. Piece of cake. Nice clean hands. While I'm waiting for the paint to dry, I have another task. I need to cut some bearing mounts out of this steel plate. But first, I need to lay out the steel plate. So we're going to go down in the basement where it's dry, and I'm going to work on this project while I wait for the paint to dry. With all this rain, it's going to be a while.